So the Super Bowl happened. Kendrick Lamar's halftime show happened. I'm sure you've seen the halftime show by now. Pretty interesting, I think, to say the least. Some people didn't really like it. I think, a good amount of people did like it. But obviously, one of the most interesting aspects of that halftime show was his performance of Not Like Us, but really just the song. I mean, it won Record of the Year at the Grammys. It's pretty huge. It's all over the place. You can hear it on radio all the time. If you go on TikTok and Instagram, people are making reels of all kinds on this thing. And the song itself, obviously, has some baggage with it being, a giant diss to Drake. But I think, with what we did with the previous video, analyzing Hotel California by the Eagles with Chat GPT, I think it'd be really interesting to do the same with Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, because I'm not very familiar with rap. I mean, of course I'm familiar with it. I mean, like, I like many people, appreciate, rap. I like rap to a certain extent. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of rap. I find it very hard to comprehend because I think it uses a lot of vernacular, and it's the culture that it usually espouses, I'm not very familiar with, right? So it's very hard for me to understand it. I try my best sometimes, depending on the artist. I mean, Kanye West is really my favorite rapper. This is, of course, Kanye West, at a specific point in time, okay? We don't know where he is right now. We don't know where he is, but yeah, I mean, that just is what it is. He's one of the greatest artists of all time. And he's definitely my favorite rapper. Overall, besides that, I mean, I like Lil Nas X and stuff, but like, I don't know, he's kind of a pop artist at the same time, you know what I mean? So, I'm not super, well versed in this genre. I checked out Not Like Us, of course, like many other people have. I looked at the lyrics and was like, I feel like I get the gist of what this is. I mean, obviously the biggest part is that diss aspect, but there's so much more other stuff to Not Like Us that I feel like I need some help a little bit, and I'm curious to see what Chat GPT comes up with. Here we go. What does Chat GPT think about Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us? Give this video a like if you like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and comment down below what song or movie or thing you would like me to ask Chat GPT about next. Dun 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 dun. All right, okay, I'll stop. All right, here we go. So let's start like this. Please analyze the lyrics to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Let's see what it says. Ooh, reason. I don't know what that does. Think before responding. Maybe we'll do that with the next query. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh Lord. Oh, it's going deep over here. It is going deep. It is going deep over here. Huh. Oh, it's not even... Okay. It's not even necessarily quoting exact parts of it. That is not... Okay, this is not exactly what I wanted. Let's do this again. I am not well versed in rap. Analyze the lyrics and quote them. There it is. And quote for Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. I wonder if it can't do it because it's explicit. I wonder. Let me just copy this right here before we move on. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just copy this because I'd like to see reason. What does that mean? Think before responding. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens. I guess it'll give it some time to think. Reasoning, whatever the hell that means. Checking Kendrick Lamar's track. Yeah, okay, but I'm not familiar with it. What? Oh. Oh, the lyrics are copyrighted. Yeah, so I guess it Interesting. Okay. I'll proceed with care. Huh. Yeah, it's not it's not exactly doing what I want it to. Yeah, it's kind of like it's not analyzing the lyrics specifically. It makes sense because I feel like it's because the lyrics are copyrighted. So, I guess that makes sort of sense. How about if I copy the lyrics? This is, I think this is very interesting, kind of showing the process of how this thing works. Kind of what people have to do to extract, some sort of substance out of, okay. All right. Let's just kind of take it, a little bit by little. So, what are these lyrics about? There it is. Let's see what happens. These lyrics from Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us are a direct diss aimed at Drake. Oh my God. Okay. This is a way to sort of circumvent. It's literally also, it's taking part of the, oh my God, it's really analyzing it. Holy crap. Okay. Maybe this is the way to circumvent it. Like if you put the lyrics on there, it will do it. Mustard on the beat. A shout out to DJ Mustard, a producer closely tied to West Coast hip hop. Okay. Debo, any rap he a free throw. A reference to Debo from Friday, known for bullying others. Oh, Friday. Yes. Yes. Kendrick is saying he dominates other rappers effortlessly, comparing them to free throws. Wow. This is very enlightening. This is very enlightening. All right, here we go. What's up with these jabroni ass trying to see Compton? Uses jabroni, a term popularized by The Rock, to call his opponents weak while questioning their authenticity in trying to claim a connection to Compton.
Jabroni.
Well, of course, that makes sense, right? Because Kendrick Lamar is from Compton. So I guess, I think from when I read the lyrics beforehand, I was like, there's this theme of like, he's criticizing Drake and, other artists, I guess, in this case, who are just kind of using, the culture, the authenticity of the culture and putting it on themselves so as to appear as authentic, right? And so to appear more appealing and real to people, right? The industry can hate me all day and they mama. Kendrick is saying he doesn't care about industry politics and will call out anyone. Sure. Lyrical play in opposition to violence. How many ops you really got? It's too many options. Kendrick questions whether Drake truly has as many enemies as he claims, or if he's fabricating conflicts for clout. I'm gonna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. A reference to NBA player John Stockton, known for assists. Kendrick implies that taking down Drake is so easy, he could let someone else do it. Wow. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Suggests he has no problem confronting Drake, even in front of a higher power. Of course, Drake also loves to have higher power references in his songs, such as, the lyrics to that song, God's Plan, that sort of thing, right? So Drake is definitely, or Kendrick here is definitely throwing God in there. I also think it's kind of interesting how Chat GPT, even though I just put the lyrics, it was able to find that it was Kendrick Lamar's lyrics. And on top of that, it was so funny how beforehand I was asking it to analyze the lyrics by naming the song, and then it wasn't able to directly quote the lyrics. But once I put the lyrics, it was able to analyze it, which is very interesting. The Boogeyman persona and Drake's alleged fear. Certified Boogeyman. I'm the one that upped the score with him. Kendrick calls himself the Boogeyman of rap, implying he's someone other rappers fear. He also suggests he has already upped the score. Won the battle against Drake. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, here we go. Explosive allegations against Drake. Say, Drake, I hear you like him young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. That's a pretty fire line. It is. Directly accuses Drake of inappropriate relationship with underage girls, warning that he wouldn't survive in prison. Oof, yeah, that's To any that talk to him and they love, just make sure you hide your... Wow. I mean, these lyrics, man, really, really, really just absolutely nailing him. So this verse is a mix of personal attacks, street credibility assertions, industry criticism. So this is, this is, the right here is, obviously it avoids this line, certified lover boy, certified, but it gets the gist, which is very interesting. If we go up a little bit here, the broader social commentary, because the song, it doesn't just talk about, kind of, it's not only just a diss to Drake. I heard someone kind of mention how the song was pretty genius in the idea that it's a diss to Drake, but also it serves as a lesson sort of a lecture of Black culture, Black history as well in society, and Black people's place in society, and just the way that things are for them in society. And I'm interested to see if Chat GPT catches up on this. I feel like it does. Oh my God, Not Like Us isn't just a lyrical takedown. It's a public execution of Drake's credibility. Chat GPT dropping bars, man. I feel like this is the section where we get a little bit more substance rather than just kind of diss. Historical parallels and cultural exploitation. There it is. These lyrics, likely from Kendrick Lamar's recent diss track, serve as a direct critique of Drake and his relationship with Atlanta's hip-hop scene. Let's break down the key themes and meaning behind them. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homies still double down, calling us some slaves. Kendrick references historical oppression, possibly pointing at Drake's past controversial lyrics where he referred to himself as a light-skinned slave. He did that? Holy shit. He implies that Drake continues to perpetuate exploitation, whether cultural, financial, or artistic, despite that history. See, this is kind of interesting, right? Drake is half white, half Black, I think. It's that thing, right, where it's like, you're half something, so do you get the right to sort of, say the N-word or call yourself a light-skinned slave? You know what I mean? It's interesting, and this just goes in line that, even people within a race, there's, prejudice and, people being offensive within their own race. Like, that happens, you know what I mean? There's, even the Hispanic culture, there's a certain amount of like, oh, if you're like, dark, if you're a dark Mexican, like, oh, you're viewed as lesser, as opposed to being a light-skinned Mexican. Like, that exists. For some reason, like, color, it doesn't matter what, you don't have to be Caucasian to be, prejudiced over color or race. You can be a minority and still have prejudice over a person's skin color, or racism even to the extreme. So, very, very interesting. Atlanta was the Mecca, building railroads and trains. Atlanta has long been a cultural and economic hub, historically and musically. Kendrick acknowledges its significance, but sets up the contrast to how he believes it's being used today. Okay. Settlers was using townfolk to make them richer. Fast forward to 2024, you got the same agenda. Here, Kendrick draws a direct analogy between colonial settlers exploiting local populations and Drake's relationship with Atlanta artists. He suggests Drake benefits from Atlanta's rap scene without truly being a part of it. Oh, interesting. So he manages to really kind of set a historical, sort of history lesson whilst also using it to shit on Drake. Very interesting. I could see why people really like this song. Calling out Drake's resilience on Atlanta artists. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This is the real challenge. Kendrick accuses Drake of treating Atlanta as a financial safety net, turning to the city's artists whenever he needs credibility or a hit. Yeah, Drake is from Canada. And he was like an actor at first or something. Real challenge implies that proving authenticity is what's at stake here. Suggests that Drake collaborated with Future to stay relevant in club music. You called Future when you didn't see the club. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. claims Drake borrowed Atlanta slang and style from Lil Baby. 21 gave you false street cred, argues that Drake's association with 21 Savage created an illusion of toughness he doesn't genuinely possess. Wow. I mean, we know that Drake is like he's a pop star, essentially. I mean, like, look, I've covered, I think I've covered one Drake song on my channel, and it was Controlla, just because that song is fire, dude. I mean, look, a fire song is a fire song. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you.
It just is what it is, man. You know, like but I could totally sense it, you know, and it's not just like probably Drake doing this with Atlanta artists, you know, like, I mean, he's also done it with genres, you know, with obviously pop. He's done it with dance hall music. Everyone knows that. The reggae music, of course. Like, and even him adopting like literally like the Jamaican accent in some songs, in Controlla, actually. To me, I mean, I understand why people care about those things. I mean, that song was like nostalgic to me, so it was fire to me. But you know, I can sense why people, you know, like Kendrick have some, you know, grievances with what Drake has been doing. Kendrick mocks the idea that Atlanta cosigns somehow make Drake part of the city's culture. Yeah. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague. You colonizer. The sharpest accusation in the verse, Kendrick portrays Drake as someone who extracts from Atlanta's music scene rather than contributing to it. The word colonizer implies taking without giving back, echoing the historical themes at the beginning of the verse. The family matter and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. A double play, Family Matter could hint at the divide within hip-hop and Atlanta's own stance on Drake. Interesting. God's Plan references Drake's hit song, flipping it to imply that divine truth is revealing Drake's deception. I mean, Kendrick, man, he really got it. He really got it with this. A tactical character assassination. Kendrick's verses calculated takedown of Drake's relationship with Atlanta. Wow. Yeah. This isn't just about music, it's about ownership of culture, and Kendrick is making it clear that Drake is an outsider who only benefits from the work of others. You know, and I guess this is what's so interesting about this song, and I guess this is where I'm going to get into the ranty part of the video, but I think Chat GPT did a pretty good job at analyzing this. I mean, I have no idea. like I said, I'm not very well versed in rap, its culture, its, you know, the things that 90% of the lyrics in a rap song. I mean, it's hard for me to even like logistically like follow rap, like when it's being played. Like, I'm like, I have to look at lyrics, you know, in order for me to understand. And even when I do look at them, I'm like, I still don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some things that are pretty obvious, right? You know, but like, you know, overall, it's still very much like, I have no idea. Like this type of culture, this type of vernacular is just not easy for me to understand. You know, it's just, I'm just not there, right? I think this song winning, you know, record of the year at the Grammys, and, you know, it just being so lauded, and then, you know, that momentum leading up Kendrick to the Super Bowl. I mean, it seems a little bit much. I think it was kind of an overstep. Putting Drake's song on a pedestal like this specific song, you know, Not Like Us, to me was like, it was just kind of like too much. It was like kind of like, it was art and prestige mixing too much with culture and mixing too much with like society, you know, with the real world. Like in many ways, like music and art and everything is kind of a little bit separated from society and culture. And before you start typing, you know, I'm not saying that like music that is tied to the real world or has themes or there's relatability to it, to current events, can't be good art or it shouldn't be awarded. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, this is like a very, very personal song, a very personal diss to another artist in the industry, which who the Grammys have like acknowledged as a significant artist. And then just because it's cool to do it and just to get behind the bandwagon and just to get behind the wave, the Grammys sides with Kendrick on this one, you know. But just you wait. I mean, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, maybe Kendrick turns out to be a complete terrible person, and then the Grammys will then switch it up and then go with the other person. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't feel genuine. It feels like at the end of the day, they're just doing this to get all the clicks, to get all the people watching on YouTube, on social media, to get the hashtags going, to get the Grammys on the front page. You know what I mean? And then the Super Bowl, you know, and then like everything just kind of snowballs. But it's just weird to get to award a song that is such a calculated, you know, hit towards another artist. It just feels weird. I don't feel like a diss song should ever win anything. It's a diss song. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. Now, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm contradicting myself. Like, you know, that's not to say that a diss song can't have art in it. Clearly, this song is very artistic. You know, it gets from so many things, you know, that are like very sophisticated themes, you know, and tying it back into the diss. You know what I mean? So it's a very, very, you know, I think cleverly woven song lyrically. But it just still feels weird. You know what I mean? Like the song's thesis is screw Drake, you know? And then the Grammys are then going to award this guy and this song and everything when like Drake has been a part of the Grammys and nominations and everything. And the Grammys have very much, you know, propped Drake up to be what he is. And then they're just gonna quickly like turn and like award Kendrick all this stuff. And yeah. Now also, of course, Drake has a bunch of actual baggage, you know, that I mean, we know, you know, Kendrick is very much pointing it out here in this song. And the Grammys are definitely taking a side there, of course, for obvious reasons. But I mean, it's important to note that he hasn't been convicted or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like these are allegations, you know what I mean? And that's another aspect of it that I have a problem with as well. It's like you're siding with, you know, things that are still technically up in the air. You know what I mean? I mean, there might be a lot of evidence. I haven't even looked into it that much, but like there might be a lot of evidence there. But it's on principle, it's just weird to side with something that is alleging, you know, like, so on top of it, it's a diss song, that's so personal and so just grounded in real world stuff that just like, it just doesn't seem right. It really doesn't. You know, it's like really like Kendrick has other songs that you probably could have like chosen, you know, but yet I don't know. It just feels like the Grammys just did it for the clout. You know what I mean? Like for, you know, for the hashtags, you know, and it's their job. I mean, it's their job to be, you know, front and center and to be popular, you know, and to get all the clicks and the views and everything. So it makes sense from a logistical business level, but that's how you know that the Grammys are just, you know, they're not very important. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're very important, but like at the same time, like I feel like the Grammys are pretty legit. You know what I mean? When like there's nothing going on in the zeitgeist, nothing going on politically, socially, like when things aren't just heightened, you know, and like it's like a chill year, like the Grammys then like, you know, are very prestigious and you could take them seriously, you know, but like because of everything that's happened with Drake, literally, you know, like just socially and culturally and just all this snowball and just all these events that have been happening in our real world, the Grammys are like, oh, we have to bank on that, you know, because then it'll make our award show, you know, more present. It'll give it more oomph, you know, and they do it over actual artistic, you know, authenticity. And now, granted, this song is about authenticity, you know, it's very honest, but it's still being a diss song is just, I don't know. It's just a little too much. It's blending too much into the real world, you know. Rant over though. But I mean, that being said, looking at the lyrics a little bit further, I do appreciate the song much more. And after watching the halftime show, I appreciate Kendrick's art more for sure. I mean, do I think it, you know, deserves record of the year? Probably not. You know, but I don't know. I mean, it's also, it's very like, I don't know. I mean, it's like, is this song really the biggest song of the year? I mean, it just feels like really, when you think about it objectively, like fucking Espresso was bigger than this song, you know? But like, I don't know. It just, and that's not me trying to crap on it or anything. It's just like, you know, I don't know. If we're talking objectively, you know what I mean? But I mean, do I think this song has, you know, more merit than like Espresso? I mean, maybe, perhaps, right? I mean, it definitely has a lot more sophistication to it. That's for damn sure. So very, very interesting. I'm curious to see, I think Drake is he's a Grammy nominated, he's obviously a Grammy nominated artist. Yeah, look at this. He's got like, he's won 5 times and he's had 55 nominations. You know, and then the Grammys are just gonna then turn and like nominate the hell out of Kendrick and like everything. Like, it's just like, you know, like, it's just what companies do, you know, it's what organizations do, you know, at the end of the day, you just got to trust yourself. And, you know, but this song's cool. You know, I totally get it. You know, the beat's fire. Of course it is. You know, but I appreciate it a lot more after letting Chat GPT analyze it. Very interesting, right? But anyway, that was Chat GPT's take on Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, and a little bit of my take as well. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think, of course. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please feel free to sound off in the comment section. Give this video a like if you like, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Tell me what other song, what movie, what thing you would like me to ask Chat GPT about next. And, you know, we can discuss it, have some fun. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. But I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.